Today we are visiting the capital city, St. George, to do some of the most essential things that you guys need to add to your itinerary, such as the Christ of the Abyss, the House of Chocolate Museum to learn about chocolate making here, the fish market to see some of the most local produce, and so many more fun, exciting things. For today's tour, we are joining Tony Phillips from Vision Tours. How you doing, my man?
I'm very good, thanks.
Knowledgeable local. He's going to be taking us around St. George's, giving us the information. So let's head on in. So our first stop is here at the Carenage here in St. George's, and directly behind me you'll see the Christ of the Abyss, which was a gift from the Italians to thank the local Grenadian people for their spirits in rescuing the 700 people on their rowing boats on the cruise liner, which actually exploded, and unfortunately one person died, but fortunately the 700 others survived. Well, as you can see behind me, there is this boat called the Rum Runner, and what that is essentially like a party cruise which a lot of the locals attend, but also they tend to have that running when the cruise ships come in, and a lot of the tourists actually join on, and that is just a really fun party boat. To get here we did have to drive through Kirani Boulevard, which is the marina named after the gold medalist in the 2012 Olympics 400-meter runner. Back we go in the van to the next spot. And as we're driving through St. George's, you can see that hotel right there was actually the first in the whole of Grenada. Wow! A street named after me. Maybe not. And our next stop is here at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium, and as you can see, on a Saturday they have a bustling local market where lots of the locals tend to come for their produce, their vegetables, their fresh fruit.
Veg here, or local stuff, it's grown locally and it sells to local and any foreigners who wants to buy.
And it's quite cheap as well.
It's very cheap as well, yes.
Who knew passion fruit could look like this? And so if you don't want to be parking on the street, this is St. George's car park, which is in the heart of it all. It offers reasonably priced parking. We're parking here before we make our way over to the fish market. We are here at the cruise ship terminal, which is a little bit more commercial, but it also does have some shops for you to do your souvenir shopping. But also don't worry if you didn't manage to get your spices on the island, because here you can do exactly that. You can get your spices, your nutmegs, and everything that is authentically Grenadian.
Got some water, so I'm happy.
Now guys, be aware, not everywhere does take cards, so be advised to bring some cash with you if you need the toilet as well. You need cash here, but some places do tend to take card, but if they do, they often do have a limit that you've got to spend before you can use it.
So this is the calabash, the national plant of Grenada, and this lovely lady's husband paints these.
Wow! When you arrive from your cruise ship, this is where you will be checking in. And conveniently, it's also a nice place to get a cocktail. Cheers. The only other problem with shopping in here is there are lots of shiny things. So if you're shopping with a female, that can be a little bit problematic.
Yes, So I just got some amazing corn. It's local and it's charred, which isn't the healthiest, but it tastes amazing. It almost tastes like popcorn because it's so cooked. Do I look like a local?
Do you look like a local?
Or do I look like a tourist?
Not sure. What do you guys think? Does she look like a local or a tourist? Let us know in the comments. So our next stop is St. George's Fish Market. Now this is open from Monday to Saturday from around 8 AM till 5 PM. But be aware, you have to come really early in the morning for the freshest catch. Now there has been a lot of rain in Grenada recently, and that is why there isn't much fish here at the minute. So normally this place would be absolutely packed with lots of the most fresh produce from the sea.
What was your name?
My name is John.
Just flesh?
Yes.
I'm interested to see how he does this.
Pour this off here, just like that. Of this.
What fish is this?
Mahi-mahi.
Ah, so this is the mahi-mahi, which I have been eating lots of whilst here in Grenada. Absolutely delicious fish, meaty. Oh wow, I can see not a single bit of skin is going to be on that fish. Look at that for precision. Literally just the skin on its own. Literally no meat left on that. And how much would that sell for?
$60.
$60. 60 Eastern Caribbean? Wow, that's amazing. You're very good. Thank you very much for that, man.
You're welcome. Have a nice day.
You too. I really love how resourceful all the local people are here in Grenada. It seems that everybody tends to have their own business. They grow a lot of their own produce, their own vegetables, and they'll sell them on the streets. But also, if there has been a storm and they collect those crabs, they're also selling them and making money and just being really, you know, entrepreneurial. And I just love the spirit out here of the people. Now, you guys will notice a lot of the beautiful buildings here in St. George are actually destroyed. And that is because of the 2004 Hurricane Ivan, which destroyed a lot of these beautiful buildings. But it is still a very beautiful place.
Look at the cinnamon sticks.
We are now here in Market Square, and as you can see, it is bustling with locals selling their local produce, selling local things. And now in the 60s and 70s, this used to be a place where lots of the locals used to come from all around the island and sell their produce. But now they have actually updated this area so that it is more up to date for people to come and sell things. Very busy on a Saturday. I love that literally here in Market Square, they are having a party. It's a DJ, there's music, people are dancing. It is crazy. But also, just like that, the weather changes. It was beautiful a minute ago, and now it is raining.
Everyone wants to get your attention to sell you something.
Very easy to sell me anything.
Very easy to St. George's Market is a really good place for if you're coming for a really short stay from a cruise ship to see what the local people tend to sell here on the island. And here we are in the House of Chocolate. Let's go.
So, hi, first time in here?
Yeah, first time in here. Amazing. Wow.
This is the first stage of chocolate.
Have a taste.
Fruity.
Passion fruit.
You're getting passion fruit.
It's so like exotic and citrusy, and there's such a sharpness that I would never expect from a chocolate.
It is so fruity and so flavoursome. Before they had currency back in the Aztec and Mayan era, they actually used these cocoa seeds as currency. Oh wow, you can buy an Aztec child. Cocoa nibs from inside cocoa seeds. As you're crushing up those cocoa nibs, you'll actually notice it starts to turn into a sort of paste, and that's because there's actually 40 to 50% natural cocoa butter within those nibs. And that is 100% chocolate. So strong, really bitter.
It's got so much depth.
Yeah, that's how I describe
It's so much depth to the flavour. So in Grenada, they actually plant fruit trees next to the cocoa bean trees so that it intensifies the flavour and gives it that fruitiness.
So right now, we've just added the cocoa nibs into the top, and we're just grinding it down into a sort of paste. So chocolatey.
So if you're wondering how they make chocolate in such a hot country, apparently it's all to do with the fact that dark chocolate doesn't actually have a lot of the milk in it, which actually contributes to the melting of the chocolate.
If you guys are wondering about how you actually make hot chocolate, you take this cocoa paste, put it in a hydraulic press to remove the cocoa butter from the cocoa paste, and that is where you get this.
We call it cocoa press or cocoa cake. If I just grind them down, it's actually powder.
It's really good. It just tastes like cocoa powder.
And that is actually what they stock here. Mix that with some water and you get like a delicious hot cocoa drink.
So you can use it as
A moisturizer, massage.
yeah, smell like white chocolate.
It smells like you've just rubbed chocolate on your skin.
Let's look at the shine though. I think it's amazing as a moisturizer.
If you're wondering how the very famous cocoa tea, it actually comes from this cocoa paste that we just ground down. If you roll that into a ball and add some spices like cinnamon, nutmeg, you get this ball here. And then if you leave that for about 10-15 minutes, it turns into this hard ball. And when you mix that with some boiling water, some sugar, that is how you get the famous cocoa tea. My favorite part of the chocolate tour is the tasting section. Ooh, various different flavors. We've got ginger, cocoa nibs, dark and rich, nutmeg flavor, dark and sweet. It's just so good. Mocha, please. Oh, wow. That is so nice. Coffee.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, two of my favorite things in one.
If you are looking for the ultimate gift idea from Grenada, it's a £2 bar of chocolate. Thank you guys, bye-bye.
Alright, bye.
That was such a great day. Really impressed.
As an absolute essential here in St. George's, the House of Chocolate Museum, definitely come and check it out.
And it's free.
And for lunch, we have come to FREEBIES Crabback, which is known as one of the best places to eat local Caribbean cuisine here in St. George's. We have actually been joined by the man himself,
Yeah.
BB.
Well, I recommend the crabback, the curry goat, fried plantain, and pumpkin fritters.
Try the Crabback.
This is insane. I'm coming back to Grenada just for this dish.
Oh, wow. The reason that it's so good, it's got like a creamy texture to it, distinct crab flavor. It's got that meatiness, but it just tastes like creamy and just super flavorsome. It's perfect just the way it is. Combining the sweetness of the plantain with some of the meatiness of this curried goat, and then add in a little bit of the spiciness of the local hot sauce, you get this combo. I love the complexity of the flavors here in the Caribbean. That sweetness, that hot, spicy, with a bit of that meatiness. So delicious. I am really loving this restaurant, not just for how good the food is, but also for this lovely view over the harbour. It's so pretty here. My man, see you soon.
Yeah, and if you can't be good, be careful.
Love that. Guys, that was so good. Such a lovely lunch spot, and BB is an absolute legend. You can tell he really cares about his customers. You can tell he loves what he does, serving people, and most importantly, serving great food. Definitely one to check out. We've made our way up to Fort St. George, which is more notably known for its incredible views. Tony, tell me why there's no roof on that building.
During the Hurricane Ivan and Emily,
Which is in 2004.
2004 and 5, it was destroyed. It was blown over with a strong wind.
Ah, okay. Here in Grenada, you will see that there are 3 different forts that were constructed by the French. It was Fort Matthew, Fort St. George, which is this one, and also Fort Frederick in the distance. But unlike St. Lucia, there was actually a truce for this island. The Brits and the French came to an agreement, and no one took complete ownership over this island.
10 and 15 men per
For
cannon.
one cannon?
Yes, because once the cannon is prime
Yeah.
and far off, it come back with so many falls, so
Wow.
that person will be taken out and
Yeah.
another replaced.
Wow. So I'm assuming a lot of these cannons maybe did less damage to the invading ships and actually more damage to the people operating the cannons. Wow, when you finally get to the top of Fort St. George, you get this incredible view. And guys, it is a truly spectacular sight from up here. I can highly recommend just coming to the top of Fort St. George just for this view. Yeah, what is that? This is the Time Works.
I feel like there's a pedal here.
And there you have it, that was Fort George. Next stop, Fort Frederick. Let's go. And for our last stop on the tour, we've made our way to the top of Richmond Hill to Fort Matthew and Fort Frederick. Fort Matthew being the largest of the forts here in Grenada. And there are the absolute fantastic views that we have all over the different parishes of St. David. We can see Grand Aunts, but mainly the capital, St. George. It is absolutely stunning from up here, and you cannot miss this for the breathtaking views. Rainbow. Wow, and we are back at the Blue Horizon Hotel where we're staying for the next few nights. Guys, that was an amazing tour with Tony. Thank you very much, my man.
Thank you.
If you guys want to go ahead and book this tour, make sure you use the link in the video description. You will not be disappointed. You're going to see so much. That is the end of this video. If you guys have enjoyed it, hit that like button and also be sure to subscribe. And also check out the playlist right here with lots of other videos from here in Grenada. But as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.